It's another Thursday. I can't believe it's been a year, over a year now that I've been doing this. It's just don't forget to breathe. See, the hair is getting into a manageable mess, shall we say? And I'm back in the kitchen again for the second week running, and I think it's going to be this way for the time being, since as I've sort of give up on the relic. Um, it's annoying. It's actually pushed me to the very limit. So the situation is that the motherboard has reverted back to like 1980s settings. Um, I need to get into the BIOS so I can set them to optimal settings, but the motherboard's freezing. I can get to the BIOS settings page list screen. Um, I need to either quickly hit F7 and enter, and F10 and enter, and that will load. That will save the optimal settings. And if I get that, if I can get it to accept the optimal settings, um, all this silliness will stop. It'll start listening to the peripherals that it's got there, and not like trying to get like 80s 80s technology. So that's where I'm at. I've actually got. I even bought a old an old keyboard because it just wasn't listening to me modern keyboard, which is got a USB connector connection. I had to get the PS2 connection connected keyboard, and that helped, but it didn't help enough. It didn't go as far as what I needed it to go. I needed it to go. I need it to stay responsive. I need the motherboard to stay responsive for about a second longer. Um, if I can figure out how to get that second longer, then then I'll crack it. It's weird. It's like it's like trying to break. Oh, what? No, what was I thinking the other day when I was trying to do it the other day? Um, see, I've got it down. I've stripped it down to the bare minimum. The hard drive's disconnected. Um, the all four. I've taken out three of the four sticks of RAM, so it's only got one stick of RAM. Um, I'm no, I don't know. See, there's things that I want to try. There's things I want to try, but I don't. I don't know if it'll work or not. But like I say, everything's disconnected. There is no USB connectivity to the motherboard whatsoever. I've even unplugged the connection to the front of the case, the USB. That's all disconnected. The only things, as I say, the only things connected into the motherboard is the power, um, a 750 Ti graphics card, and the only reason that's in is because somewhere along the way it stopped using the integrated motherboard um, graphics. Now, if I can figure out how to, because that did work at one point, and now it stopped working. But if I can figure out how to work that, I'll be able to take the graphics card out, so that'd be one less thing for it to worry about. Like I say, down to one stick of RAM. And like I said, it had me in mind of, you know, when you watch Apollo 13, when you watch Apollo 13, and the guys in the simulator, and he's only got like, I don't know what is it, 2, 3, 4 amps to work with, and he's trying to switch everything on uh, without going over the 4 amps. That's basically what I'm doing with this. It's basically, I was sat there going, yeah, this reminds me so much of Apollo 13. Um, but yeah, I think it's defeated me. I'm a second. I'm a seconds out. I need to find out what the seconds. So at the time being, I've put it to one side. I've left it. It's in pieces over there on the desk. I've also looked at the other alternative, which is what I was going to do eventually anyway, and that's getting new motherboards and chipset in it. And I've priced a few things up. I mean, the motherboard is going to cost 60 odd quid, and the chip, which would be Ryzen 5. Oh god, how much was that? So 160 or something like that. So it was a couple of hundred quid, and then if I tap on a new case and SSD, which is I've already put the SSD down. I might even buy the SSD before too long because the one I'm looking at cheap enough. So I might have the SSD. So what I've got so far from this build, I've got the 750 Ti graphics card, which works. I know it's 100%. It works. I've also got a 1080, and the 1080. I thought it was the 1080 that had caused all this. I thought the 1080 give up the ghost, but apparently it's when I've like done the research, 1080s is robust. I mean, if they break for a fucking reason, and this one really has a reason to break. It's just it when I've like whittled it all down and found that it was the PSU that was the issue, and I bought a new PSU, and the PSU is like fantastic. Um, but the motherboard isn't coping very well. It's like me. It's like a senior citizen with all these new young kids around it, and it's not coping very well. So it doesn't want to speak to the 1080. So I'm not 100% sure whether the 1080 works or not. I do know that the 750 Ti does actually work, which it's not going to be an issue if the 750 Ti works. If the 1080 doesn't work for whatever reason, then it won't be an issue. So I've got a graphics card anyway, but how how good of a graphics card I've got remains to be seen. Uh, yeah, RAM. I've got 32 gigs of RAM. It was bought as a set. It's not like random random sticks. It's 4 sticks of the same brand. Which the motherboard does actually. This old decrepit motherboard does actually recognise the RAM, so there's no issues with the RAM. The hard drive. Now the hard drive is not the best, but like I say, it'll do for now. Um, um, we get the SSD. The SSD is only going to cost me 30 quid. I think that's for the 128 gig. I think that's for the 128 gig. I will probably, if I'm going to upgrade the whole thing, I will probably need more than that. But just to fire off the system, fire up the system, it'll be a 128 uh, gig, which is I couldn't even tell you what it's a Toshiba RAM hard drive we've got. And to be honest with you, off the top of my head, I don't know. I don't know what its capacity is, but it's not 128. Let's put it that way. So yeah, so I've got the hard drive, but that might be obsolete anyway, just because I'll get the SSD. I could have both, I suppose. I could have both in there, but like it doesn't really matter. Um, it was put in the SSD. I'll just be booting up off the SSD. That's basically. Um, yeah, and obviously uh, the PSU as well, which is Corsair 650, which will easily cover what I've got in mind. It will easily cover it. And where else we go? Oh, on the case. But like, I'd like to get a new case, and cases are, they're decent. They're nicely priced. Like I said, for a motherboard, because I've actually priced it all up together for what I actually want at the end of the day. What I need is the motherboard and the chipset to get things moving again. Um, but what I would also like is a new case and a um, SSD with that as well. It comes to about is it did I ever that was about 260 quid or for all of it for all the things. So for like 260 quid, I would have a more modern PC than the Relic that I'm working with at the minute. But like, hey, fingers crossed, 300 quid. I'll have it all nicely done with 300 quid. So that's the PC. I mean, I've enjoyed working on it and the successes and the failures and figuring out the problems and all that, which has been like um, it's kept me going for the past like it's been over 10 days. It's been like 2 weeks, nearly 2 weeks since I've been like trying to figure this shit out. But hey ho, I'll keep going forward. It has actually brings me to what's next for me. Obviously, if I'd heard from the doctors, I would have said that. I would have started with that because that's the big one. That's what I'm waiting on, and I'm still waiting on this letter, letter of explanation from the doctors that they've actually. It's feels like deja vu because this has happened far too often with the NHS, where I get a letter off them saying I'm getting a letter, and then the letter that I'm supposed to be getting doesn't turn up. It's beginning to feel like that. But now I've said that, I'll get up tomorrow and the fucking letter will be on the doorstep. So I'm just waiting for this letter anyway, this letter of explanation. I'll see what they say to the demands that are made. And in my mind, the demands are unrealistic. All I want to do is move forward with my life. I'm not. I'm getting to points. I think I might have said last week that it feels like me right hip is on the way out as well now. The body's just falling to pieces. So I'm still waiting on the hearing from the doctors and see where I go to next. Like I say, the demands I've made. I demanded this letter, a letter of explanation as to why my treatments have been reset for the third time. And I only thought about it, it was only the other day I thought about it, that since I spoke to the specialist, my GP, no one on my GP has checked on my knees or said, let's see how the knees go. None of them have, none of them, and I just find that weird. I just think that's a little bit strange. And frustrating as well. So anyway, we're still waiting for that. Yeah, the other thing is what's next for me now anyway, because I'm stuck in here. I've had a fairly busy week for me, which means I've been out twice. I've been out twice this week, so that's a busy week for me. Um, oh, just bouncing back. I had a little bit of an email, a little bit of an email fight on because the keyboard. I had to look everywhere for the keyboard, and I ended up on eBay, and I haven't used eBay in years. And as soon as I found one for a tenner, and I was like, "There you go, we'll take that one." And I ordered it, and when I got the confirmation emails like straight away, I noticed that the address was my old address, and I was like, "That's not fucking. I'm not getting that." So I messaged them and said, "Can we change the address?" on it because it's come up with an old address, and this is the address now. And I've like I've changed all the address on my eBay account now, so it's all like the correct address. And the guy said no. he, he got back to me about 24 hours later. He went, no, I can't now because I've already sent it with the courier. And I was like, you've had plenty of time to fucking do that. It's not going to get to me, so just refund me. And he was like, well, we can't really blah, blah. And he refused to refund me. So it goes on for a few days, backwards and forwards. And I'm messaging him, and he's messaging me straight back. And I'm like, fella, I can fucking see it hasn't gone unnoticed that you've messaged me back within like um 10 minutes or whatever of me messaging you, but it took you 24 fucking hours to message me back the first time. Which if you had have done that in the first place, we wouldn't be in this fucking mess now anyway, would we? So anyway, it goes to Yodel, and Yodel goes to the old address, and obviously I'm not there, and thankfully there was no one there to go, yeah, go on, I'll take that. It ended up going back to the retailer, and the retailer just got back to me and said, it's being sent back to us, so we'll refund you. Didn't even respond to him. I didn't even respond to him. It wasn't worthy of a response, because he was just a bellend. And that's why I don't use eBay very often, because the sellers on there are pricks. There's nothing more for it. The pricks, mind you. I haven't done a review yet, and I am doing a fucking shitty review for them, because somebody said to me once, "Oh, I don't give bad reviews on eBay because they'll give you a bad review." I couldn't give a shit. I really couldn't give a shit if someone gave me a bad review on eBay because I hardly use the fucking thing. I only go there to find stuff if I can't find it anywhere else. So anyway, like I said, it cost me £5 more to get the keyboard that I got. But I got it from Amazon, and it took less than 24 hours to arrive. So it cost me 25. It cost me £5 more. 15 quid it cost me. The other one was only a tenner. So for that extra for that extra £5, I had I was hassle free, and I got it within 24 hours. So fuck eBay. That's what I say. Anyway, so we're getting off track again. So I'm going jumping back to um, what's next for me, job wise. So this whole thing with the PC has got me thinking. No, well, no. Technically, it wasn't. It wasn't actually the PC. There was a news story at the weekend um, that um, Claude, Claude's AI, the whole code for the AI of Claude got accidentally posted. So it's to a forum. So it's basically become open source now. Although I will say, anybody who goes looking for it, beware, because hackers are going to use this to get into systems of curious coders, let's say. Because I have seen reports that the hackers have actually put like Trojans on the code and hung the code out there, looking for coders, curious coders to pick it up and install it on the systems, and they're using it as an easy way to get into the system. But worse than that is this this code source could be used as a weapon, could be weaponized. And when I say weaponized, um, people go on about what World War Three nuclear bombs and shit like that. It's not. It's going to be fought. It's going to be fought online. It's going to be an AI. Because I've looked in recent months, I've looked at coding the AI bot. I'd like to do it. I would like to code an AI bot, but I would need to learn coding better than what I do. Um, which actually brings me round to my next steps um, for work. I can't basically can't leave the house because it's fucking just movements of fucking pain in the ass. Just getting from the living room to the fucking toilet is a pain. Um, so I was thinking about coding, but not only coding. I was actually thinking about cyber security, which would be right down my fucking alley. And it is basically problem solving, which is what I've been doing with with the old 80s PC. Coming up against issues and like trying to figure out steps to get it working again. It's basically the cyber security. So chef in that work is who I'm under at the minute, and I'm with them for the next like 12 months, unless like the DWP go, oh sorry, yeah, it looks like you are unemployable. We'll leave it alone until you become employable again. But at the same time, is this? I mean, Chef at work do courses, and my boy Sam has sent me a catalogue of the courses that they fund, and I'm hoping to find. I've got the grades. I've got the grades wrote down there somewhere. It's probably actually on the tablet. Where what I'd need to get to get my foot in the door, and I'm hoping to find that. I'm hoping to find the courses in this little catalogue that I've been sent. I haven't looked at it yet. I've been too busy trying to get the fucking relic up and going. um, but when I do look, and I will look at it probably this week, maybe tonight while I'm in bed. I'll flick through tonight while I'm in bed and see if I can find courses to go down that line. Coding, um, cyber security, that sort of thing. That sort of thing where I can just like get up, do my work without leaving the house. I'm being told. I'm being told by them and by the girls in the office that working from home, you still need to go into an office, but 2 days in the week. But it's up to you what 2 days. Because I thought back to back days I'd never be able to do it. I go out once and I'm fucked for a couple of days. Which, if I can like find myself where I can go in on say like the Monday and then not go in again until like the Thursday, that would be okay. That would be okay. Um, I'd rather not. I'd rather not. But like, yeah. So that's the next step. That's what I'm thinking. Up until the last couple of days, I haven't even had a plan. I've just been like me when my SIA license expired. I am like un uh, unqualified for anything. Basically, as said to Sam, I said I fucking all the jobs I've ever done has all been physical work. I've never used the brain for anything. It's all been physical work, and now that's where I might have to go. But I'm going to need training of some sort. I'm going to need some qualifications of some sort to go down that road, and that's the road. I think that's the road I'm going to go head for. I don't know. I mean, coding. Let's see how far that goes. I wouldn't mind learning some coding. I wouldn't mind, and also cyber security. I say you've got there was 3 courses when I looked into it. There's 3 courses or 3 types of courses with 3 qualifications at the end of it that I'll be looking at. Um, and the other one is I'm still going to do my CCTV license. I'm going to get my CCTV license. That's something that'll be good to put on my CV. Not that it's going to be any use to me until I get my knee sorted, but it'll be good to put on my CV. So that's basically that's all it's going to be. That's all it's going to be is getting stuff packed on my CV because, like I say, as the SIA license has expired, the CV is looking a little thin. So yeah, it's just going to be online training and that for me for the next few months anyway. But like I say, I'm with Chef at work for the next 12 months now anyway. So that's it. That's how we go. That's how we look on this Thursday, the 11th, is it? I think it's the 11th. Don't know. I don't care. doesn't mean anything. I got a text message this morning saying that the social phone me up tomorrow morning for another. They say 20 minutes, but it doesn't last 20 minutes. It doesn't last 20 minutes, but like they just basically. I mean, even now, now I'm with Shefton at work. They're only going to phone me. They're only going to phone me once a month. I think it's once a month they phone me, but it's just basically touch and base. That's all it is. It's just basically touch and base. Um, so yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. That's all I've got this week. So that's me out. Look after yourself. Love you. Bye.